Hello, everyone. This is Ashley with Court Reserve. Welcome to our What's New in Court Reserve. We have so much to unpack today and talk to you about. So again, this is in the Zoom webinar format. We love answering your questions, so please put those in the Q&A and we will answer those as we go through the webinar today. We have Kim and Tim, who leads our product team today, going to show us a lot of things. But first, we have two big event announcements that are important for you guys to know about. Now, don't worry. This is just going to be a little bit of information about our first Court Reserve user conference we call Catalyst. We are so excited. This is going to be the middle of August. It's going to be on the front end of Club Mastermind for Pickleball, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. I would highly encourage you to send your super user. Bring them out to Orem, Utah, which is just south of Salt Lake City. We are going to spend 2 full days. You're going to be working with the Court Reserve trainers. We're going to have classroom teaching, small group teaching. It's going to be an incredible time. If you really want to deep dive and get the most out of Court Reserve, I would highly recommend that you come to Catalyst. Now, Catalyst is going to basically be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the week of August 14th, and that is going to precede our next slide, and that is all about Club Mastermind for Pickleball Clubs. We had our first event in the same location just last month. We had 40-some people come out, current pickleball facilities, new and upcoming pickleball facilities. If you're in the pickleball business, it is all things about pickleball. And I would highly encourage you, once we send out additional information later today or tomorrow in an email, that you take a look and ask questions and see if this is something that would help you and your facility. Okay, Kim, let's get started.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. So today in our webinar, we're going to be going over the feature releases that we had this month in May. We'll be covering first the format we're going to do. We're going to cover some of the smaller items that we released with the May release, and then we'll move on. We'll do Q&A after each section, and then we'll move on into the bigger items like push notifications that were just released last week. We'll do a Q&A after that section, and then we'll move into court wait lists. And then at the end, time permitting, we'll show you guys some previews of some items that we have to come in this summer, maybe in June. All right, so to start with the items that we first released in May, one of the items that we released was excluding the reservation types during prime times. So it's a pretty simple setting. Within your edit reservation types, you now have a checkbox to prevent the reservation during prime time. Once this setting is enabled, your prime time windows that are in this display actually will disappear. And then once it's enabled, the reservation type will not display in the dropdown when the player is making the reservation in the member portal during the prime time window. So it's important to let your members know that maybe there's certain reservation types like ball machine or group play or something that's not going to be available during these prime times because they won't see it during those prime time windows. The next item we added was displaying the member number on invoice. So again, this is a pretty simple one to add in. You're just going to want to go to your invoice settings under your billing information. And if you want to show the member number on the invoices, it's you're just going to uncheck the box because the setting is to hide the member number. So if you uncheck the box, you'll show the member number on your invoices. And then once you process the invoice, it'll be in the bill to information. This link is clickable on the first line with the name. So actually, if you click it, it'll take it to the player's profile. We also had some items that we updated within the member report. There's always so many items that we can add up and include in this report. So we've added a couple or changed up a couple things. So now within the member report, we've added the ability to search through the members based on upcoming memberships. So you can choose anything that has an upcoming membership, doesn't have an upcoming membership. We've also added a filter for current membership start dates to this report as well. And then in your output section at the bottom, there's upcoming membership information that you can put in there as well. The next thing we added was the ability to track add-ons in your organization's audit log. This is something that we were missing. We were seeing a lot come up in support, just admins were wondering when they turned on an add-on with their organization. So we added a tracking feature within your audit log to do that. Within the audit log, there's now an entity type called audit log or entity type called add-on. You have create and cancel functions for that. So it'll tell you when you added an add-on to your organization and how much the pricing was on that add-on as well. Same thing, if you cancel, it'll track any cancellations that you have with your add-ons too. Another one that we added was the event list filter. So within the website function, we have these awesome event filters. I used to call them pre-filtered lists, but they're event filters that you can link within your member portal. One of the features that we were missing here, this page has a lot of settings that you can search for different events on your filter. So we gave you the ability to copy this filter so you can just maybe change your dates or change one or two of the categories or something like that, just to make it easier so you're not having to maybe open two windows and copy your settings over. You can just simply copy it and change the information you want, rename it, and give yourself a new filter easily that way. Some other smaller event updates that we did. This is a feature that we, a lot of people thought we already had, but we actually didn't. Event waitlists. So there's nothing I can really demonstrate about this. It's just the change in a behavior that we made. So within the event waitlist, if you were using the auto add function with the waitlist and your auto add expired, your players weren't receiving notice if a spot became available. So we've given the behavior the ability to send your players notice of availability after the auto registration period has expired. So players will just receive that normal waitlist notification if a spot becomes available in the event that they have been put on the waitlist for. We've also updated the event list widget. So now you can use event filtered lists from the member portal that I showed in the previous screen. You can actually filter those within your event widget. So you can pull in those filters by just toggling the filter by category here and just filter by event filters. And that'll show you all of the available event filters that you had from your website. So you can pull those into your widgets as well. Event self-withdraw is the next one that we've added. So event self-withdraw had the limitation previously, it could only be done in hours. So we've given you the ability to do this in hours and minutes. So you could allow self-withdrawal within 30 minutes, within 10 minutes, within 5 minutes of the event start time. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility to dictate when your members can remove themselves from an event. All right, and then another one we've added here is showing the number of registrants when the online registration is disabled. So if you have an event where you're not allowing online registration, we will still show the number of spots that are remaining on the event. All right, and then a couple of sub-admin permissions. You can update the member portal on the website now as a sub-admin. So that's just a simple setting. So you just go into the sub-admin's profile and check off that box. Once you give them that setting, under their settings page, they'll have a portal settings row now and they can update the website. The user that I did this screenshot for, they didn't have any other settings available, just websites. So it'll filter like it normally does down where general settings just based on the access that you give them. But website settings will now show up under portal settings under their sub-admin settings. And then another item we've added, and this will segue into the point of sale PIN codes that we added in. So with the release that we had in the spring where we made it, gave you the ability to offer percentage discounts in the point of sale, this highlighted the fact that you could actually edit the item prices. And so a lot of organizations were asking for a way to lock that down. So we've given you the ability to lock that down and allow the item price discount override on the point of sale. So if you would like to make sure that the people that work in your shop or the people that are working with your point of sale are only doing discounts with the permission of like a manager or something like that, you're going to want to uncheck this setting. If you initiate the point of sale, this will appear. So this is not going to appear unless the person has the ability to initiate the point of sale. When we released this, everybody would have had this checked off. So now if you want to take this permission away, you'll just want to uncheck this box, and then I'll take you into how you would actually set this up now. So with the point of sale admin PIN overrides, You're going to, again, I want to uncheck the box in the point of sale override permission on the previous screen. And then you're going to go give yourself, or your other admins are going to go give themselves a PIN code that they can then enter in the point of sale to grant this sub-admin the permission. So you don't have to log out every time you want to give somebody a discount. So to get to the place where you want to add the PIN, you're going to click the My Profile. Once that admin has logged in, it's in the My Profile. An admin cannot give another admin a PIN code for the point of sale. It can only be done when they've logged in and they're looking at My Profile. And then on the bottom of the My Profile page, there's a new box that says point of sale discount PIN override. They can just put in whatever code they want in here and save. And now when you're in the point of sale, your sub-admin does not have the permission to override the code. So when they click that blue discount button now, they're going to get this modal pop up where the admin can go ahead and enter the PIN code. And it's going to look to any other admin that also has a PIN code. So you guys could each have different PIN codes or whatever. So you could have different managers enter key in different PIN codes here if you would like. Once the PIN code has been entered and you submit, the sub-admin will have the permissions to do the normal discounting that's available. If they want to go back in and do a discount on another item, they would need a manager approval to do that with a PIN code as well. All right, so I'm going to stop here. Tim, Ashley, are there any questions?
No questions yet.
Okay, awesome. We're flying through. All right, so next we've got the push notifications. And so we're really excited to introduce these to everyone. We've been testing them now internally for a few months. And so we're just really excited to have these available to customers. So we'll walk through how to set up the push notifications, and then I have examples, and we'll walk through some of the questions that we've had, common questions about push notifications. So what is a push notification? It's going to be a notification that's received to your CourtReserve app. How is it different from a text message? We've gotten that question a lot too. A push notification is device-based, not phone number-based. So you could have the CourtReserve app across multiple devices and have it logged into your CourtReserve account. And so you'll then receive a notification to all of these different devices, not just a phone number. What's the pricing for this? So it's going to be included with the advanced notifications package that's part of our add-on section at $15 a month. So if you've already got text messages as part of your package, you can actually go and enable push notifications at no additional charge. So we highly recommend doing that so you can start taking advantage of this feature. It's just a great way to give those real-time alerts to all of your customers and provide them that information without the added cost of text messages on top of it. So how many push notifications can I send per month? You can send unlimited push notifications. So that's one of the beauties on push notifications too, is that you can go in and do all of the bulk text or the bulk pushes. You can do all of the notifications and everything like that. And since it's electronic, it's not using a phone number, and you've got all of those push notifications at your disposal. So how do I set up my push notifications? So after you've enabled them in the add-on section, you're going to want to click the yellow startup or setup button. That's right here. You can always get back to the notifications as well in the settings section. Notifications, this is how you'll control all of your notifications for players and system users. So you can get to these settings as well through the general settings page. One of the things we wanted to cover here was also what we updated about this notifications preference screen. So we've added these push notifications columns over here. The tabs here have not changed. You've got player notifications, which are all of your members and users. And then you've got your system users, which is all of your sub-admins, your admins, and your instructors. What we've done is we've retitled the columns that are in here so they make a little bit more sense. There's also tooltips here. So when you hover over these in your environment, you're going to see little pop-ups to explain what the column is for. But how we've renamed them is you've now got active, which means that the system is going to generate an email notification or a notification for this type of notification. So anything in the active column means the system is going to generate a message for it. Anything in the subscribed column means that we default subscribed your users to this item that has been turned on. So your users are auto subscribed on this column, and then they can go into their own settings and they can choose whether or not they would like to receive those notifications based on their own preferences within their own accounts. So with push notification, that works just the same. So you've got the active versus subscribed here. So you can go ahead and maybe pick and choose which notifications you think are most important that you would want to go out by text message. You can do the same with push notification. If you're using text and push, you can pick and choose, to duplicate some of them or to do more push or more text or whatnot. So you can kind of play with how you want to do that. The second tab here is system users. Again, these are going to be for your admins and sub-admins. The grids look basically the same and have most of the same notifications. There's a few different ones possibly in there, but we didn't add additional notifications or anything like that. So the next tab is going to be your push notification setup tab. The only thing that we're controlling in here is we've given you the ability to add a smaller logo. So if you want a logo that pops up to just be a more easier identifier of your organization instead of your regular logo, when it's compressed, sometimes those look small. So if you want to build yourself a new logo, or if you have a square logo that you can upload, we recommend doing that. So you can push that into your push notification as well. If it's not square automatically, it's going to ask you to crop that image. And so then you can kind of resize it and crop it from there to make it fit. So when you upload that image, it's actually going to look like this. So when you get that push notification, you'll have the CourtReserve logo over here on the left, and then you'll have your organization's personal logo over here on the right. So it's just another way to personalize it, give your users that, just that visual notification that this is coming from your organization. So with push notifications, we've also added the ability to do bulk push, just like email and text messages. You can send to a large base of members simple notifications. Excuse me. And so you can advertise for upcoming events, send important reminders, pro shop specials, etc., all to selected customers that you would like to notify. Within bulk push, it's going to look very similar to those email builds that you do. You have push notification history up here, so you can go back and look at previous sends that you've done. Your title is going to be that first line that you see in a push notification like you would get on your phone. The short notification description is the second message here, so you can say something something catching like summer camp is open or make plans for Memorial Day. If you know the keyboard shortcuts for emojis, you can play with those and throw them into the line here as well. I did want to show you all that this is photo friendly, so you can import images in there. It will size them appropriately when they send. And then this is also link friendly too. So if you make this a hyperlink, I didn't for this example, but I'll show it to you in the preview in the next slide. Once it sends, you can actually click the notification within the phone and it'll take you to the registration for this event once you actually have it on your screen. But to find all of your users now, once you have your messages built, you're going to see a preview up here in the next screen that's going to show you what that's going to look like on the user's phone. Then you can filter by all of the different attributes that you would filter by for your emails and for your text messages and things like that. So if maybe there's bad weather coming or you're moving the start time back for a morning event because the courts are wet or something, you could target down to the start time of your events or reservations and things like that. And just pick and choose who you want to send those notifications to. This is also a good way to test the function as well. So if you would like to test the feature and just kind of see how it works on your own phones, we recommend, maybe building yourself a test message here and sending it just to yourself, because you can pick and choose to send these to just one person if you like. So I also wanted to point out, since this is device-based, just keep in mind, we don't send duplicate messages. So let's say here I have an example of 6 people that I've checked off, but it's only reaching 3 different devices or 3 different accounts, because we're not sending duplicates out. So if you have children and families and things like that, similar to text messaging, if there's only one phone number involved, we're only going to be hitting those people that actually, just so there's no duplicates and things like that, we're not spamming people with messages. So once that push notification does go out, this is what it looks like. You've got your title here. This is that short notification description that I had in the preview. And then once you actually click that notification on your phone from, let's say, your notification center, you're going to go into the CourtReserve app and you're going to preview that message the way that it was written. Again, here's that hyperlink. So if I was interested in registering for this event, I could click here to register, and that's actually going to take me to the registration that's in the app. Down here, you have your notification center. So it should, when you click here, it'll show you all of the different notifications that you may have. And you can easily go back and see history of any of the different push notifications. All right, more questions. So what should I do to make sure my members receive their push notifications? So you want to make sure that they're downloading the most recent version of the app. It's very important that they don't have an old version of the app. The app version that we released at the end of April, beginning of May is going to be that version that supports push notifications. And once they download that app and their app is updated on the most recent version, when they're prompted, the system, like an iPhone, when you download an app that has push notifications, you're asked if you want to receive those push notifications from your device. So you're going to want to make sure that they do enable that function, that they don't turn that off, and then promote it. So we just recommend telling people that you're using this function now, this feature, and it's only a benefit to them to receive these real-time notifications and that they're not missing out on important messages. And then how do I know how many people or which members have even enabled push notifications? If you have a very large member base, sometimes it might seem that you don't even know where to start when to find this information. But we have added it to the members report. So another update to the member report. So we've added a section for push notification alerts. So now you can actually filter by members that may be subscribed or unsubscribed to your push notifications and target them for specific marketing. And then also within the output, there's a push notification alert status as well. And then our system notifications sent when members, are the system notifications sent to members tracked, like the confirmations, cancellations, wait lists, et cetera? Yes, so in the notification audit log, we've also added a push sent column. So it does check off if a push notification is sent to that player for that notification. When you click the details button over here on the right, the screen is actually, this is the normal notification screen. We've added a preview of that message that was received, and then we tell you how many devices it was delivered to as well. So let's say that I had an iPhone and an iPad logged in with my CourtReserve app. It would tell me that it was sent to 2 devices in that case. So it's definitely keeping track of all of that information. All right, so that was a lot with push notifications. So Tim, Ashley, are there any questions?
Oh, we have lots of questions.
Oh yeah, here we go, boys and girls.
All right, so the first question, can we switch on push notifications for specific events, or is this a global change?
So it's going to be a global change. It's like a notification that you have for all of your events and for, your emails and things like that. So it's not simply just for one specific event.
Next question is, I think you kind of covered, the notifications are something that pops up on the client's phone outside of the app or only when you open the app?
So it's going to pop up on somebody's phone. So I've got an iPhone and I get, notifications about different things all day long, shopping experiences, reminders for things in my cart. Amazon thinks that I would like to purchase this item. So it's going to show up in that notification center of whatever device that they have. So on an iPhone, that's usually on that home lock screen. And so this is an example right here of that showing up on my phone. So it's just those simple notifications. And then when you click that notification, it's going to take them into the app where they'll see the notifications badge down here at the bottom if they have anything that they haven't read yet as well.
Can bulk push notifications be sent to just a group of players or, for example, only individual members?
Yes, so that would be on this page. So if you have member groups, that would be a good way to narrow down groups of people that you want to do. So you could filter by member groups. You can also just use the search box down here to search for individual people. So Ashley, if I wanted to send you were the only person I wanted to send this message to, you could search for members. Or I could search for your name and send you a message. One of the organizations that we did give this to, we were just looking at their account to see, their push notification history, what they were using it for. And he was sending people notifications about inquiries that they had to lost and found, like, oh, I left my sunglasses. Did you find them on court 3? He would send him a quick, just singular push notification to these players to say, no, sorry, I didn't find your sunglasses. We did a sweep of the courts. We didn't find it. Or he was even sending push notifications to single players when they were removed for non-payment withdrawal kind of things too. So, just you can use it as a way to even just send singular messages to people without sending them a text message or something like that.
There's a couple questions around automatic updates for the app. Is this something that will automatically update? Do the members need to update this? And
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the user's individual settings. So my phone is personally set to update automatically different apps. So we did notice that when we had pushed this out, I think within 24 hours, we already had a lot of people already with the app updated, and that would just mean that people are getting auto updates. So it's very possible that you already have the app updated. The best way to check is to just go to the App Store or go to the Play Store, search for the CourtReserve app. And if it says open, that means it's up to date. If it says update, then you'll want to hit update.
in bulk push notifications, will it avoid sending duplicates by only sending to one family member? But what if I want all family members to receive the push?
So again, remember it's device-based. So the example that I showed here, I had people within the same family all checked off, but it was only sending it to 3 different devices. So it's not going to duplicate send, but if you have somebody in the family that qualifies, they're going to get the message. And it's going to go to that person that has the account that you're trying to reach, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I will add to that. So basically, if my son, he's 18, he's under my account, he has his own phone, his own CourtReserve account, and he's logged in. If that's the case, then he would get it. But if mom is booking for her son that's younger, of course, he wouldn't get it because he doesn't have a phone, he's not logged in. So you actually have to be on your device, logged in under that account to receive.
All right, the next, let's see, can you just remind folks again how to add text messaging in order to use push notifications?
Sure. So it's going to be in the add-on section, add text messaging in order to use push notifications. So you don't have to use both of them if you don't want to. If you're already subscribed to text messages, you're already subscribed to doing the $15 a month. So if you want to go add on push notifications, you can do that at no additional charge. If you're not currently using text messages, you're going to want to subscribe to push notifications and you will receive that $15 a month, but it's just in the add-on section. So you can go add it in there at any time.
Are the notifications automatically generated by an event, or are they something that we have to create?
So the notifications are going to be based on the settings that you have indicated under your player notifications. So you'll just want to make sure that, right here, you see the example of a reservation confirmation for the player that is checked off as active. So the system is generating a notification for that, and then it is subscribed by default. So the player will get this notification by default unless they go in and unsubscribe themselves. So you just want to make sure that the notifications that you want your players to receive, like their event registration confirmations, things like that, those are all set to active and that they are subscribed automatically or default subscribed.
Will push notifications be delivered to the desktop browser app users as well?
So again, remember it's device-based. So unless you're running the CourtReserve app, it's not going to reach that device. So if you're running an iPad and you're using that as your desktop device, and you have the CourtReserve app on the iPad, you'll receive it to the app. But if they're just logged into CourtReserve on their desktop, they're not going to receive those notifications.
So Caroline actually had a great idea. She said, is there a flyer that we at CourtReserve can create for them to send to members regarding push and text? A lot of people shut off their notifications because of the way it's worded. It makes it sound like they're going to get a lot of spam text. With a little instruction on how to turn it back on, we would use this feature.
Okay, I mean, Ashley, I can get with you and we can maybe help them how to do that.
Yeah, that's a really good one. And then as far as like having some control over timing and messaging in all notifications, I think this question really goes around sometimes they don't know when the message is going to go out or what the message is going to say. Can you kind of talk about our upcoming, what we're going to help them be able to do before they can customize notifications? I think that's really around that.
Are we referring to push notifications or notifications in general?
I think in general.
Yeah, I think, Kim, what they're asking is, the project that we're working on to give visibility to the administrators to actually see what a reservation confirmation may look like, right? So to see what the email is going to look like, to see what the text.
Oh, like a preview mode kind of thing.
Exactly. You know,
Okay.
it's the one that we are working on that, you know, we're going to be doing internally and then pushing this out to give full customization over all the notifications that we're sending.
Yep. So yeah, we are working on that. So with bulk push notifications, you can kind of see a preview of what your message is going to look like here. But then with the emails as well, we're working on a project right now to customize the ability to, or I'm sorry, to give the ability to customize those system notifications that go out. So reservation confirmations, private lesson confirmations, cancellation notices, registration, things like that. We're giving the ability to make those more customizable and add the content that you really want to get out there as well. And then also to build on that further will be also enhancements to look at statistics and things like that on the emails and those bulk emails and things like that that go out. So you can see the user base that you're reaching and who's seeing what and the clicks and things like that as well.
Okay. That's all we got for now.
Okay, awesome. Well, if there's no more questions surrounding this, and if you're trying to set this up and you're looking for assistance, all of our people on the support customer success team are amazing and can assist you with this. And then there's the article within the knowledge base too, has all of the information as well. All right, so if there's no more questions, we'll go to court wait lists. Okay, so this one was really exciting. This was one that we've been working on for a while. We kept kind of pushing it out, but now we're ready to go with it. So we'll go over the setup for that and then kind of what that looks like on the member portal and the admin side as well. So once you go and turn this feature on right now, so currently it is available in beta for free. So you can go turn this on, start using it, start playing with it, having your members use court wait lists. As we kind of get through the next few months, we'll look at putting out additional enhancements to it, some reporting surrounding it and things like that as well. But it is available free in beta right now and will probably be available free in beta until about midsummer. So go ahead and you can start looking at that. So when you go turn it on, and there is a general setup that you can do for court wait lists. So you'll get the general settings page once you turn it on. This is just, it'll be a general settings page on the settings that you can set up for all of your court wait lists. So you've got to start, you've got your waitlisting type. Right now, the only type of wait list that you can do is any on the wait list and anybody that's viewing the scheduler. So if you're on a court wait list, the courts are basically going to be first come, first serve. You're just going to get a notification, kind of like with the event wait list. So when a spot becomes available, you get a notification that that spot is available. But right now, there's not the ability to auto book that reservation for you. So it's anybody on the wait list is eligible to get that court, and anybody viewing the scheduler when that spot becomes available is eligible to get that court as well. And then we'll expand it one by one, all wait list at the same time to kind of give priority to the people that have maybe signed up for the wait list first, or just offer it to the wait list people first, everybody on the wait list, and then open it up if nobody chooses to book that reservation. So allow players to on the member portal and app to register for the wait list. So this just gives your members the ability to do the court wait list on the member portal. If you do not have this setting checked off, they will not be able to do it on the member portal. So you just want to make sure this is enabled if this is a feature you want them to have. You're going to also be able to allow players to waitlist when a desired court type is available. So what does that mean? That means if you have hard courts and you have one hard court that is available, if this setting is checked off, players can players can join the wait list even if there's a court available that they're looking to play on. So if you just want people to book, if you want all of the courts to be booked, then put the people on the wait list, then you want to make sure that's unchecked. So display number of players currently waiting. This is just a viewing on the member portal side. You're always going to see the number of players currently waiting on the admin side. This just shows your members if there's other people waiting as well. It shows them a number, doesn't show them who, just shows them a number. And then you can apply the membership booking rules and restrictions to court wait lists. So it's this, if you check off this box. It's going to look at the members' restrictions when they get put on the wait list. So if they've already maxed out their restrictions for that day or that week, it's not going to allow them to join the wait list. If you uncheck this box, it will allow them to join the wait list. But then if that court becomes available and they want to book it, they're going to have to go remove their other reservation, and then they can book that spot. And then you've got preventing the wait list X hours out. This just limits the amount of time, buffer time between booking that court. And then you've got all of your courts that are eligible. So you can turn this on for maybe your only highestly used courts. If you've got maybe a couple different surfaces and one surface is used more than the other and always constantly booked, you don't have to use it for every court. It'll just look to the wait list for the courts that you've selected. All right, so here's what it looks like when you've actually turned it on in your organization. So once you've got blocks of time that have courts all booked, or just even when you have courts that are booked on the admin side, you're going to get boxes to add players to wait lists over here on the left-hand side. So you've got a column now for wait list. You can also hide this. You can hide this column if it's, maybe you're not using it, or it's a day that you don't think you're going to have wait lists. You can hide this column at any time by going to the filter and filtering out like you would with other filter options on the scheduler as well. So again, there's the waitlist column. And then when you click those gray boxes, you're going to get the admin waitlist window. So you're going to just pick some simple attributes about this reservation, the type. You've then got the duration type. So you can choose if they want a specific time, which would be like they only want to play from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. So you would say 8 a.m. is the start time for 1 hour. And then you're going to select which player is joining the waitlist, and then what court type they're interested in, and then if they're interested in a specific court. They then go on the wait list, and you can see you have one player waiting. If you click the red one waiting here, you're going to get this window that shows who is on the wait list, all of the attributes that were entered about their reservation, and you could actually create them a reservation here. It'll auto-populate for you, and it'll tell you that there's a wait list. If you wanted to add other people to the wait list, you can click the black lettering for waitlist player, and it'll bring up this modal again for you to enter their information. It's important to note that if you do make a reservation for somebody on the wait list, they actually will drop off the wait list, and then they also drop off the history as well for that wait list. All right, so in the member portal, it looks very similar. We've added a column to the scheduler here on the left-hand side. You've got a join waitlist buttons all the way down for those courts that are eligible, or for the time slots that are eligible. And then when you open those waitlists up, you get a very similar window that you do on the admin side as well. So you've got who you're reserving it for. You can pick the court type. If it's a specific time or flexible, so for a flexible time, you would just say you want to play between time A and time B, and then how long you're looking to play for. And then once that court does become available, we'll send out all the notifications that court has become available. So you'll get the email. You've got the push notifications as well. When you open up that email and the push notification, you've got the Reserve Now link. You can also remove me from the wait list because I'm no longer interested, give someone else the opportunity. We also would send it for all of the other available notifications that you have turned on as well. So once you actually click that Reserve Now button, you're going to be taken into the member portal, and then you can book the additional information that you would book normally about a reservation. So you can add your additional players at that point if you're playing with any guests, and then save and pay for your reservation, and your reservation is made at that point. On the admin side, if you go click that create the reservation button from the admin side, you'll get the normal court reservation window. It does auto-populate with that court that has become available, and then you can select the additional information about that reservation that you need to input. All right, so are there any questions, you guys?
Let's see, how does the autofill waitlist feature work with this?
I think that question is in regards to automatically registering someone off the wait list, which is what you mentioned, Kim, is one of the things we would be enhancing. It's one of the second two options that we don't have. Again, as Kim mentioned, This does not auto register anyone. It just proactively alerts those on the wait list so that they get alerted exactly when the court comes available. And it's the first one on the wait list that gets the notification and books the court, gets the slot. So as Kim is on here on her screen, as you can see, the 1 by wait list, that's the option we'll be bringing on, so that each one will be walked through 1 by 1 and give the opportunity for some set time before moving on to the next one. So those are something we'll be looking at this summer, right, Kim, or maybe sometime early fall to try to get these other two types implemented. Anything to add there?
And I did want to say, within the knowledge base article, I do a full description of what all of the different waitlisting types mean. And also when you hover over the tooltip there, it'll give you a pretty in-depth description of what those wait lists mean as well. But at this time, there is not an auto booking feature with that.
And our last question on this, just a reminder about when the court wait list will be an add-on at a price.
Okay, so it'll be, once it's not free for beta anymore, it will be $15 a month. We don't have a date yet on when that's not going to be free anymore. But we're usually, when we do these kind of betas, we're looking at like a 6 to 8 week time period. Tim, would you agree with that? And then we would let everybody know that has this feature enabled that this is going to be ending free on a certain date, and then you have the opportunity to turn it off before that time.
Absolutely.
That's all the questions.
That's it. Push notifications, really? Or and wait list. I was expecting way more. It's only 3:41. All right. So if there's no other questions about wait lists or notifications, let's move into some things that we have coming soon this summer. So our next release will be in early June. One of the things that we're going to push out, we've been working at a way, or looking at a way, to combine all of your reservations, all of your events into one view and look at everybody in your family all at the same time. So we'll have a My Bookings feature coming out where we're going to we're going to sunset the old view of what you saw when you would go to My Reservations or go to My Events and combine everything into one screen. You can still, you'll be able to filter by all of the different family members that you have, and all of the different events and the registrations and the reservations. You can look at today, tomorrow, the next 7 days, the next 30 days, custom date range and things like that. So you should have some more flexibility here with what you can see. You can see your family's schedule all up front as well without having to toggle. If you would like to use this feature before we release it, contact support. We do have 1 or 2 organizations already using this. And so we're happy to let some others try it out too, if you want to send us a note. Next thing we've been working on is profile pictures. So profile pictures are really exciting. So I know this is something that a lot of organizations already do. So profile pictures, we're going to start with just internal profile pictures. So within your organization, you'll be able to upload profile pictures for individual members. You'll also be able to take them with your device as well. So if you're running a web or a computer with a camera or something like that, you can just take them, snap photos right there at the front desk to put along with their profile. This project isn't done yet, so there is a chance that some of this is going to change, but within their profile, you'll have the image there as well. This project will eventually expand a little bit to within the app as well. So we'll eventually have where players can update their own avatars within the app and show their own image in the app. That'll be kind of more across CourtReserve. These profile pictures would stay internally just so those organizations can identify their guests or their members as they walk through the door. So again, you'll have them within their profile, you can easily change them, and then you'll have them on the hover if you've got them over here along the check-in as well. Were there any questions about profile pictures? I think I saw something come in. No, okay, not profile pictures, got it. All right, so then next we've got pickleball leagues. So this is just the high level of what pickleball leagues is going to look like. This is our standing screen of a pickleball league that we're betaing right now. Tim's going to do a more in-depth webinar in the next few weeks, but you'll be able to do pickleball leagues, which is really exciting, more like ladder leagues, things like that to start. Tim, anything you wanted to add here with pickleball leagues?
No, I think you did a great job. I don't want to get too far in the weeds here because this could open up a whole can of worms that we have that could take us all the way to 5 o'clock if we wanted it to. So just know I'm super excited about this. The team's super excited. We have a lot of organizations. We don't want you tennis folks that are on the call to think that you're being ignored. We're eventually going to have this to be a full-blown league platform for both pickleball and tennis, but pickleball leagues are a little bit easier to run. And I will dive more into all of this as far as how to set up leagues, how to run leagues, the different types of leagues you can run, all in an upcoming webinar in the coming weeks.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's all we had, everybody. Unless there's any more questions, Ashley, thank you guys so much for joining.
Yep. Everybody's excited, and don't forget to be looking out for the email about Catalyst and Club Pickleball for Mastermind. We will be sending that out today or tomorrow. And thanks again for supporting us and allowing us to support you guys.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a great one.